My Lords, in following the noble Lord Howard of Guildford, I respectfully disagree with his suggestion that any fault with lack of progress lies with the Committee on Climate Change. It is providing the advice that's needed. The failure is with government action. And I do agree with the noble Lord on the extraordinarily urgent need for action. Now, I thank the noble Lord the Minister for his introduction to this statutory instrument. As the Minister outlined, it establishes the new UK Registry, which is currently in development. As our own Secondary Legislation Scrutiny Committee noted with dry restraint, until then, UK businesses that wish to trade KP units will have to open KP accounts in other countries' registries. Once again, the government is scrambling, still belatedly filling in basic gaps, nearly 6 years after the Brexit referendum. This is continuity and compliance, as the noble Lord the Minister said, with an international agreement signed more than 20 years ago. However, I'm not going to primarily look back, but forward, as the noble Lord Whitty did with his important focus on consumption emissions, rather than just measuring territorial emissions. Now, this debate comes on the day that both The Guardian and the ENDS report carry articles from respected international figures expressing concern about the damage done to the UK's moral authority as chair of COP26 by domestic decisions. Christiana Figueres, a key Paris climate talks figure, I quote her, "There have been recent decisions in the UK that are not aligning with the ambition of the net zero target. It is worrisome. There are raised eyebrows among world leaders watching the UK," end quote. Now, what we have here is a problem that's not just on decisions being made on road building, on coal mine, on airport expansion, but also the failure to deliver on policies, the kind of slow, snail-like progress we're seeing here today. Just looking at a list of what the government is supposed to deliver before COP26, a heat and building strategy, a transport decarbonisation plan, a Treasury net zero review, an England tree strategy, a hydrogen strategy, an industrial decarbonisation strategy, a nature strategy, and a net zero strategy. And of course, we're still waiting for the crucially important Environment Bill, in the country ranked 189th in the world for its state of nature. Now, I don't expect the noble Lord the Minister today in this committee to have complete answers to all of these concerns. But I would ask for from him an acknowledgement that the government has heard these concerns from highly respected, knowledgeable, non-partisan international figures and is at least reflecting on them. And whether he might at least privately acknowledge that attaching the label world leading to every government claim is counterproductive and serves only to highlight, as today's SI does, that the UK is currently profoundly unprepared for the climate emergency and nature crisis. A legally binding target for net zero for 2050 is, in terms of its impact on members of the government today, precisely meaningless. What matters is action to slash emissions by 2030, practical, workable, effective action today. And that is something the government has to show progress on, once it's done with the catching up that this statutory instrument demonstrates. I thank you, my lords.